last month in church, we talked about health and thought so powerfully. When I went back home, the things you said keep up over and over in my mind. And I paid more attention because I'm in some of voice and I really want to do that. And I told myself, there are men out there who want to hear it, who want to understand themselves because if you don't understand yourself as a man, as a leader, how then do you teach, how then do you impact? And I was like, you know what? Please, all right, here, let's talk about it. So, welcome to Moments with MP.
Thank you very much.
Guys, as I told you earlier, today on this episode, we will talk about mental health. And guess what? I cannot unpack this topic on my own. I had to call Minister Ray to come and help us digest this topic. I'll let Mr. Ray tell us who he is, what he does, and let's get to know him.
Thank you very
Hey,
much. Thank you. It's an
you're
honor to
welcome.
be here. Thank you guys for tuning in to Moments with MT. Today we are going to be first off coming right at you. I am Ray, going by Ray Prime. Um, it's an honor to be here. I am a visionary, um, musician, artist, pencil artist. I'm into all that stuff, entertainment, and giving and sharing knowledge to things that kill us in our society today, depending on whatever topic it is. And today is awesome because this topic is something I'm most passionate about. And, you know, we're just going to figure out together because I'm not better than you out there to share this topic. I'm just giving my own little contribution to the mental health awareness focus on men. Thank you very much, Andy.
Thank you so much. So if you are a guy or a woman, in one way or another, we are connected to men as women. And as a man, we need to know ourselves. So please grab your cup of tea or a juice as we have right here and let's get into the discussion. Wait, I'm triggered.
Yes.
What is mental health? What does it mean? What is it?
Yeah, well, that's a very good question. Most people actually, when they talk about mental health, they're just looking at something that is more negative than positive,
Crazy.
like crazy. But the fact that you're talking about health doesn't mean the
Yeah,
person is necessarily sick.
yeah.
Mental health is an awareness of something, to know that something is important for you to function as a living being, because we all, both men and women alike, are all
Yeah.
connected to this big system that's pushing forward to a greater good.
Mm.
So mental health, simply, I'm not going to go into all the book
Yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah, of course.
It's just a state of being in which you're able to function at your full capacity and
Mm.
especially contributing to your community. Because yourself, you build yourself, you feel good about yourself, you'll be able to contribute to your community effectively. So pretty much that's it.
That's interesting, especially looking at where we are coming from back in Africa. Anything that has to do with mental, we get so scared of. But thank you
That's right.
for breaking it down. So guys, when we talk mental health, it doesn't mean crazy, it doesn't mean sick. A call of awareness, knowing your person, who we are, what we represent, how we function, how we respond to this thing. And I want to get personal and ask you, why the interest in this? How does this get to you
Yeah.
as Ray?
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. I'm most passionate about the man, the male figure of our
Yeah.
modern day and age, because I sit back and I realize that over the years, the male figure has succumbed or has surrendered to the pressures that are around him from society, from family,
Yeah.
from even Christian. If you're a religious person, Christian background, whatever your faith is, and whatever you believe in, all these pressures have made the man to surrender his natural will to lead, his natural will to take charge.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're being there to be the dominator, but you're taking charge of situations, making decisions that can help, both as a family person, both as a leader wherever you are, and as a contributor to the community. That's it. So that alone is what makes you to think like what went wrong.
Yeah.
For you to be aware of something means it's a problem.
Yes.
You cannot then focus on something that is not a problem. So that's where my burden began.
And I share the same burden with you because I always try to analyze these men in our life. Don't they feel the pressure that we feel as well? I used to ask myself, don't they feel this pressure? Why don't they talk about it? Why does it always look like it's okay? Are they not also emotional beings as I am? Like I can tell you, hey, I don't care.
Mhm.
And I expect you to hear that I actually care,
Yeah.
but I'm not in the good mood right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
But if you tell me, hey, MP, I don't care, or you're going down for it,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, that's very correct. The male figure is painted as someone who shouldn't express his feelings, but
yeah,
in actual truth, if I'm going to bash out some things out there, don't flag me for this, don't drag me for this. This is lived upon experience alone because despite
yeah,
the fact we're going to talk about general things,
yeah.
if time will permit us, we'll be sharing some things that are actually personal to me
I
that can
love
help
that.
younger people
Yes.
because I think with the time I've lived on this earth, there's some things I can share with younger people, men, because look, you don't have to have beards on your cheeks to be a
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Even MP's sons are men to me. At least you're
Right.
very young, but you're
I
a
see the
man.
way
Let
you
us set up.
respect them. I see the way
That's
you
correct. That's
connect
correct.
with them.
That's
I'm like,
correct. Like
okay.
every male figure from toddler to elderly is a male figure, and a man that has to be respected and given his due rights. And that's what I'm about. Respect the male
Yeah.
figure. Yeah. So to talk more on that,
Yeah.
the male figure is how do I put this? He has come to acknowledge or to accept the fact he shouldn't look soft. Look,
Mm.
you don't need to reinvent the wheel here. We are all emotional beings,
Yes.
woman or man alike. The women just have the way they're wired, and we are wired in a certain way. But today, I'm not going to be flagging too much the women, not
Yeah.
about the men,
The
because to
men.
make you understand that it's okay for you to cry, it's okay for
Yeah.
you to crack, it's okay for you to apologize, it's okay for you to admit you're wrong. But in that, you don't have to make it look like you're less of yourself. You take that weakness and turn it into a strength. You
Yeah.
focus yourself on realizing that you did wrong or that you're falling short of something, and you're making every effort to be better than what you were. So it's a constant process because the
Yeah.
only time that you give up is when you're 6 feet deep. And it's not a thing to say that you should pressure yourself because
Yeah.
everything is a process, right? You don't get up and say you want to do something overnight. You can't change overnight. It's a process. And those processes have to do with your emotions. If you keep
Emotion.
on choking everything, then now your mental health now becomes something of a problem. Because normally the mental health is not a problem.
Yeah.
You need to be aware that it needs to function 100% for you
That's
to be
it.
at your best and give the best to your family, your friends, your relationships, and to the community. So,
So what is the pride? What is the scared? I know that community environment has its way to bring us up and whatsoever thing that we receive, that's how we function. Let me tell you one funny story. Back on when I was in high school, there's this guy that came and he was asking me out and
yeah.
I turned him down, then he cried.
Okay.
Guess what?
Mm.
I honestly knew that he's faking it. Because for me, men don't cry. So I had zero, like zero remorse.
Mhm.
Everything I could see was acting
Yeah, yeah.
because I know in my mind that they don't cry.
Mhm.
So if this one is crying, it's a fake one. It's not
The,
true.
the, the sad thing about it is, especially when it comes to relationships and dating, the
Yeah,
love matters. Most ladies have the idea that when a man is sensitive or sentimental, he's acting it. But I'll tell you for a fact, before you demonize men,
yeah,
know that that particular man too has gone through something.
yeah,
And it won't be fair for you to judge. It won't be fair for you to just judge the book by its cover. We say
yeah,
all these things and all these great quotes, but we don't actually live them.
yeah.
You don't see a man, you don't know where he's from, you don't know his story, you don't know what he's about, and you expect him to be like any other regular person that you've either seen on screen or that
Yeah,
you know hypothetically. Not that even the great men in history, not everything was recorded about them, but these people too had emotions.
Yes.
These people felt pain. These people
Yes.
felt. Some of them were broke
Yes.
that got rich today. Some
Yes.
people went and did things to be where they are today because that is what you have to do. You are in a spot where you have to do what you have to do to get to where you want to be, irrespective of what your belief is. I'm not here to judge anyone because I
Yeah.
believe it's a safe space to lay it out there.
Of course,
You know,
we are talking real.
yeah, we're talking real things. I'm not going to be, oh, brother, I understand you, just go
No.
on and no. I know the struggles are real, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to bash anybody doing anything out there. But to let you know that what sometimes the problems that we endure, we cause them to ourselves. And we need to know this that to cause a problem, you need to know exactly what you're getting into. You don't start you don't start a fire trying to burn your bush, not thinking that that fire can escalate and burn the whole forest. You need to control it because you started it. Make sure that you start that fire. You're going to control that it burns only where you want it to burn.
Yeah.
Because when it takes the whole forest, that's a problem. And
That's
I'm
a
the forest now I'm talking now is the whole community.
Yep.
So that's
And as
really
a man, you have your kids that you are gonna pass it over, and
definitely
then they will pass it over to
definitely.
theirs,
I'm
and you
looking
know.
forward to raising hard, solid sons. Like, yeah, sons that are balanced, sons that
Yeah.
don't they know that I'm not going to hand them off everything. Sons that
Right.
know that some days you can be belly full and some days you can go hungry.
Yeah.
So you can feel the struggle too. So that's it.
That's true. Like right now, I'm triggered to ask you: have you ever gone through a kind of depression that won't allow yourself to grow that you struggle with? What was it, and how did you get
Thanks for
out
that.
of it?
This one I'm going to get very real. Okay, I don't know if
Okay.
you're going to censor some of these things, but
Yes.
um, as young ones growing up men, there's a challenge we have growing up, especially, and this pressure comes especially when we begin to evolve as men. That you're living from a boy and you're being a teenager. That window, if there's no control there,
About
a
what
lot of
age?
men, from my experience, like 9 years old,
Oh.
yeah, as young as that, a lot of
I mean,
children go through stuff.
before we begin this week.
Yeah, so exactly. That's my own situation, right? Some
Yeah.
people can be more advanced, 11, 12 years old.
Okay.
But from my experience,
Yeah.
I got to already be exposed to certain things I needed to master
Yeah.
by 9 years old.
9 years old.
9 years old, streaming right up to today,
Yeah.
at least 2 decades after,
Yeah. Yeah.
and more, actually 2 decades and more.
Yeah.
So we're guessing my age right now.
Yeah.
So it's a thing where you have to pay extreme attention.
Okay.
Why? Because as men, when you're developing yourself to be a man, you have all these struggles. You feel the pressure first naturally from nature.
Yeah.
You have that as a teenager, your puberty window. That is where most men either break or make themselves. Why? Because this is the window where the least thing that happens to you that triggers some trauma, you can turn to any form of addiction, any form of addiction. I'm sorry. So, and when you turn to those, they tend to be your safe haven. Like the least stress you have, you're looking for the easy way out. And every day, yes, and every day you do that, it's like you're breaking away from society. Everybody's out there putting in the work, but you're in your closet attached to some addiction. It could be in drugs, it could be pornography, it could be masturbation, anything.
Anything.
Because this thing, as serious as it is, I'm a Twitter somebody. Like I tweet a lot.
Yeah.
So some of the things, my ideas, I communicate on Twitter. And then there was something from somebody I follow and I respect a lot. He said something that we're not mentioning today that kills men low key is this whole thing about pornography.
Yeah.
And it's a serious thing, ruining marriages,
Yeah.
ruining relationships,
Yeah.
ruining your natural creativity that God gave you. Because the man is this, your essence as a man is self-control. Because you cannot control yourself, you've lost everything. I learned that the hard way. You don't think that you're going to get better. You need to take action. Whatever action you take, make sure you deal with these things because as you grow up, it only thickens. You may think that when you grow up, you're going to end it, but trust me, it only gets thicker and thicker because if you don't leave it, there are many lives at stake. Yours first, your partner, your children you're bringing into this world.
Yep.
Everybody is going to be involved. So that's what I was talking about the forest getting burned by the little fire you're creating.
Yeah.
So that's it.
And how do
How did I?
you
Okay.
overcome it?
So
I know you
this is
mentioned
basic.
about taking action,
Yes.
but in other aspects, like practically, let's say you've already grown, it has become part of us. Many things we are talking here of not letting out your pain, not communicating your frustration, not communicating your struggle and what you're pouring out into negativity. How
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 do
do
you
you
go about
rescue
it?
yourself out
Yeah,
of that?
actually, nobody can go out of it by themselves. I'll go
Yeah,
out to say that. You need someone,
that's it.
be a mentor, be some father figure, and just talking about father figures. It takes a lifetime to be a father. If you're
Yeah,
out there, you still have your father, no matter what he's doing,
yeah,
thank God for that man because fathers, we know, yes, most fathers today will always say that deadbeat fathers,
babies.
fathers run away from their responsibilities. But trust me, fathers take the decision to take because of where they are. It's a split second decision. The father is the head of the family.
Yeah,
And if you're still breathing, it means your father definitely make decisions and sacrifices that you're never going to know. Because a man's first thing is his ego. And out of his ego, he didn't tell you what he did. But trust me, I'm somebody too who has probably looked at fathers from a different window in a dark shade. But trust
yeah,
me, I've been mature enough to know that fathers don't necessarily choose to be responsible. Things just happen. And you need a father. If you have one, look up to him, ask him stuff. Sit down, ask your father, look, Dad, this is what I'm going through. What do
yeah,
you think? You are a father, you're going through this. What should I do? You need help from someone. It could be for anyone who doesn't have a father figure. If you want to confide, maybe let's say your partner or your wife, your girlfriend, your fiance, whatever it is, make sure you have someone you're sharing your struggles with because a
yeah,
problem shared is a problem half solved. If you have these things already figured out with someone, and I'm going to sound all biblical right now, but it's
yeah,
very necessary. We are all created by a supreme being. That
yeah,
makes you a spiritual being.
yes,
So no matter how you want to go about it, make sure that you have prayers in it because
yes,
you cannot do without prayers. I can tell you for sure.
true.
So and there's that, and then there's the conscious action. If something is making you to if something is causing you to do something, just cut it off.
Yes,
If you know that exposing yourself maybe to movies that arouse you, cut those movies
cut it
off.
off.
If something is always pushing you to smoke, cut it
Cut it
off.
off.
I know it's not easy. Maybe you have gone too deep, but it's never too deep to come back.
Yep.
Everybody is capable of coming back, but it starts with your decision. Do you want to come back? Start from there. So that is it. It starts with a decision first.
Yeah,
Then you need someone of your choosing. It
yeah,
doesn't have to necessarily be these people I've named. That is in my situation. I'm telling you what my situation required.
yeah,
And it could even be a mother.
yes,
You know, the fact we're talking about men today doesn't push women out. I, for one, my mom is a very strong pillar in my life for most of the decisions I've taken in my life. And my mom has literally sometimes been the father and the mother at the same time. So she's really tough, a Christian black mom who has really told you, look, black is black and white is white. No, she's not there in the gray. She will
yeah,
tell you straight up, this is wrong, this is right. My mom says either you're kind or you're wicked. She doesn't know how to say you're not the two. Either you're very kind or you're
you're
wicked.
wicked.
So it does it. So that's it.
That's amazing, and I love the fact that you it's practical,
Yeah,
and there is
life
no
is practical.
yeah, life is practical. That's true. There is no half measure. If you are training in this, first realize yourself. Get someone that can help assist you. There will always be somebody. There will, if you take the time and look, there will always be somebody. And God, through prayer, will help bring you out of that pressure. And one thing that came to my mind as we were talking is that when you were born, you were not born with any addiction, right?
Yeah,
You were born,
definitely.
okay, you grew
Yeah,
up okay.
yeah,
Meaning that letting go of it, you will not die.
of course,
Okay. You're
of
not gonna
course.
die, nothing will happen because that's not your true nature, that's not your original.
That's
So
right.
you just realizing and you're going back to your original being. You'll be more stable, you will be more productive, you will
Definitely.
be more like
Productive. I like that.
yes,
Productive.
yeah,
Productive.
and things just go. Woo. I don't know how much minutes we have left to wrap this up, but
Yeah.
I just want you to say one or two things to him men, how they can support men that are uh, that in the mood of depression
Mhm.
or how do we relate how can we give our own support.
Oh, thank you. I have I have sisters, two
Yeah,
sisters. I live with two sisters,
yeah,
my sisters, and they teach me every day. So
wow,
I'll tell you, for the women, at least those who want to listen, um, The first thing you need to know, don't beat yourself about trying to do this for the man. The man's first thing is his ego. From the beginning of time, it's not going to change. So that's going to be beating a dead horse. Okay. No matter how meek a man or quiet a man is, his ego is going to be everything. There's a place you're going to touch, and you're going to see the other side of him. So the best way to figure out a man's problem, a man will never tell you he's weak. That's the way society built us. I'm sorry to say this, but even I, in my own sisters, I don't tell them all the time I'm going through stuff. My mom even doesn't know I'm going through stuff sometimes because I have to be strong to be able to handle pressure on my own so I can be tough enough to assist another person, whether man or woman alike. That's my belief personally. I don't know about you. But what I would say is, women, if you want to know a man's problem, be quiet. We know you're wired to have excitement. You like when there's heat, you like when there's noise, but be quiet. Yeah, I for one, I like that about a woman. I like the fact that women don't give us peace and all of that. It's for me, it's a thing. And be quiet, because when we go through stuff, we are quiet. We feel heat when there's no heat when we're going through stuff. So that you need to sit down and try to figure out if you know your person, whether it's your brother, your boyfriend, your fiance, your husband, because all these four people, your son, thank you, all these five key identities are all male figures, right? The thing that cuts across all of us is silence. No matter how noisy a man can be, no matter how lively he can be, there's always a moment where he's quiet because he needs to be quiet to focus and to think what is going to be his next step. So it's that time where if you're quiet too, you're definitely going to know that this man is going through something. And because we too, we have the thing of responding to what happens around us. When we figure out that this woman has calmed down and is mature enough to understand something, 90% of us can share our problems. The other 10% don't share the problem just because of trust issues. Trust me, there's one time, every point in time, a man has trust issues because of what the world has thrown at him. So that is the time you can figure it out. And when you know his problem, number two, the first one I said is his ego, right? Number two, don't throw his problems back at him, no matter how heated the fight is. Never use what he told you to throw it back at him because what you've done is you've just done this. He's not going to tell you he's leaving, but he's just going to avoid you. Somebody who wasn't drinking starts drinking. Somebody who didn't have bad friends starts attending bad friends because he needs to escape from you. Because if you're in his face, you're always going to throw the bad things back at him. He needs to be in his sane mind to be productive, but you're not giving him that space to be productive. The last thing, if you're going to be of help to him, don't carry the trophy around. Don't go around saying that man is what he is because of me. I know it's painful not to take your credit or to take your flowers, but trust me, when a man wants to give you your flowers, he does it very well, no matter even if it's Lucifer himself. We know how to give women the flowers. If you respect our ego. So it's a thing of I'm not saying we're boss, I'm not saying we're on top of you, we're not saying we're commanding. Yes, we are counterparts. But trust me, when it comes to certain decisions, you have to let the man take the lead. Even women who say equality in gender stuff, I respect that. We know that you want to be heard. I respect women who like to take charge as well, personally. But trust me, that's a line that you women cannot handle, and the man needs to step in. That's how it is. Nature never cheats anyone. If you want to cheat nature, you will feel the pain, and you will go bitter, and the whole cycle goes again. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's experience talking. Mhm. Definitely. You know what? I think you need to open your women workshop. I think or I hope some young ladies can want to learn from the likes of you because it's crazy out there.
are in charge, guess what?
Definitely.
He's gonna give you everything because he knows that you understand the vision that he carries and he can trust you with that execution. So, women, we're talking about how you can help, how we can help the amazing, that one human being that knows that a man around you
Yeah.
for instruction, for guiding, for stability, for clarity, be it your pastor, be it your son, be it anybody, because the way they feel the calm so that they can lead us properly. So if you, as Rachel said, if you are in a situation you're trying to build that communication with the man around you, learn to be quiet. That's the one thing. Learn to be quiet. And when he finally opens enough to you, make sure that you don't throw it back at his face. Never. And if you bring any kind of support, never you use it to slap you. My mindset is each time we help a man in our life, it is a privilege. Not because
Yeah,
it's
well.
not because they couldn't get it. God just allowed that provision to come through us. And most of it is their prayers that even bless us to get those things. Anyway, that's a topic for
For
another
another day.
day. Let's
Okay.
wrap that. But yeah, I hope you were able to get this through.
Just to
And
encourage the women
yes,
too. To closing remark, I will click on this one. Please, as much as you're being encouraged to, you know, recognize the male figure in your life,
yeah,
but also, so far as the person is not your family person,
yes,
even sometimes even brothers can mess up. But I want to tell you this: make sure the person that you're giving that place of guidance and leadership in your life is worth that position. Because
yes,
if somebody has not won that respect, hear me
yes,
and hear me well. I may be bashing the guys on this one,
yes.
but sometimes we guys, we need to step up. Okay, if you mess it up and your lady is trying to point the direction that you're messing up and you're not listening,
Yep.
you're going to be disrespected,
Yes.
and you call that upon yourself.
Yeah.
So sometimes, ladies, be honest to let the man know he messed up. Because personally, when I'm told I am messed up, I go back and retract, take stock, and try to be a better
Yeah.
person. And every man should do the same. If we want to sit on the table of who's boss, make sure you earn that respect. Definitely.
Yeah.
Make sure you earn that respect.
Do it.
Own up to it. Say,
Yes.
I'm sorry. It will not happen
Learn
again.
from it.
Make every effort for it never to happen again.
Exactly.
Effort is the first thing. We
Yeah.
can say that it's not easy, but effort is everything. If you put in the effort, change is going to come.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for bringing it. That's so important because somebody, a lady may hear this and is in that environment where she's being manipulated.
Definitely.
And so they had to say, oh,
I'm against that personally.
yeah,
I'm against that. I
MP
don't like
said,
manipulation.
let us rebel, let us do it. No, 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 no. Not for everybody. The person has to change. You have to change that love. So, whew, that was an awesome and beautiful one.
Yeah,
Like,
I
and
wish
thank
I
God
had the
this
most
thing
of
is
we did.
online. Yeah. So
I did the most that I could in my only 2 ways.
right.
Thanks, yeah, moments with MP, amazing time, great
Thank
woman.
you. Thank you so much.
Tune in again, tune in again and again and again and again.
Exactly. And definitely, if you guys want to connect with Ray, okay, if you want to hear more about it, I would just keep his more on Twitter. But he does that as well. He said he's an artist with pencil. What does that mean?
Oh,
He draws people, guys.
okay.
You can take your picture, you give Ray. Ray will represent that portrait just as it is. I can share with him Instagram.
Definitely.
Like this guy is raw. He is raw.
Yeah,
And it,
I push myself every day. There's nothing I can do. The only thing I can do for now is not die. But so far as I'm alive, I keep pushing myself to everything I can.
I love it. It's a push.
Yeah.
So push yourself out of that pain. Push yourself out of that mindset. Push yourself out. Life has so much to
Mhm.
offer. Thank you so much. This was Moment
Thank
with
you very much.
MP. Until the other one.
Bye bye.